Hey everybody, Josh here with 308 Fishing. Sitting in the Lunker Lab here tonight and going through tackle and doing some things. I kind of had to come to an honest review. So we all know that the Northland Tackle Rippin Minnow just came out. So going through some tackle and organizing some things tonight for the season, getting ready for open water to be coming up here in the next month. Hitting that real open water bite here. I got to looking at some of my baits and going through some things, and I got to really taking a deep look at the Northland Tackle Rippin Minnow. And I am a huge Northland Tackle fanboy, so it kind of hurts me and pains me to say this, but this Northland Tackle Rippin Minnow, in my opinion, it looks like it's a great bait. I'm sure it's going to do the job, but it's late to the game. It really misses the mark. So it's kind of disappointing. It's only available in up to a half an ounce. So a lot of guys are looking at that reaction bite to get that walleye to react and really get after those baits. So, I mean, in really shallow water or over shallow weeds, I'm sure up to a half an ounce works really good, but it's missing the mark. I have to say it. There's the Berkley glide baits, the Berkley jig heads. They've been out for a long time. The Fusion 19. They've been around, and I've got a couple of them here, and I've used them. And I've caught fish on them, and it's disappointing when I go to look at it. When I compare the two baits together, as a big Northland Tackle fan, I've got a ton of puppet minnows. I've got a ton of their jig heads. I've just got a ton of Northland Tackle baits. I think this one's missing the mark. They need to get some bigger sizes in there, 3/4 ounce, some bigger hook sizes. I mean, when you compare it to the Berkley Fusion 19s, I mean, it's missing the mark in my opinion. So I've got it paired, a Berkley Fusion 19 jig head and 3/4 ounce, paired with one of my favorite soft plastics. They don't make this bait anymore. It's a discontinued Cabela's brand. Soft plastic. I'm not saying that the size is necessarily a problem. It's the weight of the jig head. You can pair any plastic with either one of these baits. It's just they're missing the mark, only going with up to a half an ounce. Do these baits look great? Absolutely. They look great, and I think they're going to do a great job. I'm just really disappointed when I get down to it and I start looking at these baits other than from a fan standpoint. I just don't think that they're going to live up to the hype. I really hope they do, and I really hope this is just a start in the introductory to a lineup of new baits in the Rippin Minnow lineup. I hope they go up to 3/4 ounce. I hope they go up to a 1 ounce. I hope they go past what Berkley has in the Fusion 19s. So comparing it to a 1 ounce Berkley, I mean, it's very, very close to the Berkley. The nice thing that Northland Tackle does is they texture the minnow head, and they give it some lifelike appearances. They've got the gill plate on there, which the Berkley doesn't have. The Berkley is just plain as day, simple, nothing to it. It's lead. There you go. Another thing, this brings up a great point on this one. I've got a blade on the back there, a willow blade, add a little bit extra flash to it, whereas the Northland Tackle has got nothing. They have no way of adding anything to it. And even on the Berkleys, I put feathered trebles on here and had great success in very cold water with a feathered treble hook on here. It does really great. It's not intended for that because this isn't a load-bearing system from this point, but it holds up to it. I've caught some nice catfish even on it. So, I mean, if it catches a 10-pound catfish, it's going to catch a good walleye on there too. it's going to hold up to that. So I really hope that this is just the introduction of the Rippin Minnow from Northland Tackle at the 1/2 ounce. I hope they go on from here. I hope they do a lot more with this line of baits. So I'm really excited with the potential that this has. It brings a lot more to the market because Berkeley was the only one with anything in this market. So it's nice that Northland Tackle is bringing some competition to this market and some potential to drive some innovation. Another thing I noticed that if you pull the soft plastic back on there, there's only a small bait keeper on there. So you can see that wire bait keeper. I'm sure it does a great job. But when you sit down and you look at the price comps, you get 2 Berkeley Fusion jig heads and hooks for $7.49. That's what these retail for 2 jig heads in the 3/4 ounce size. In the Northland Tackle, you get 1 jig head and 3 soft plastics, 2 replacement tails, and 1 that is rigged on there. Preference, I like to be able to match my own soft plastics to it. That's why I like to go with a little bit bigger body, especially on the 3/4 inch or the 3/4 ounce. But it does pair nicely with that 1/2 ounce. But I would rather have 2 jig heads for the same price when you're thinking this is $7.99 for 1 jig head and 3 soft plastics. I know the jig heads are where the cost is at, not the soft plastics. So I really hope that Northland Tackle comes around and they correct this. They put 2 jig heads in here and a replacement soft plastic or something similar to that. They update this. The colors of the Rippin Minnow look fantastic. I mean, one of my favorite colors, purple descent. You'll see that in the Rapalas. I mean, it's just a fantastic color. I mean, the colors are great. I mean, they hit the nail on the head there. But the price point, they need to be beating Berkeley in that price point. I mean, they're not delivering. I mean, you're getting 2 Berkeley jig heads for $7.49 versus the Northland Tackle at $7.99 for only 1 jig head and 2 additional soft plastic tail replacements. So I really hope that this drives some innovation in the market. These are great baits from either company. They catch fish. They put fish in the boat no matter what. So I don't have any doubt in my mind. I haven't put the Northland Tackle on the water yet, but I know this is going to put fish in the boat, especially from the the Berkeley's doing that already. So it's only a matter of time before I get these out on the water and really put them through their paces and see what the Northland Tackle Rippin Minnows can do. Whereas the Berkeley Fusion 19 jig heads are a proven bait. It's really going to be interesting to see where they go from here. So I just hope that for the price point, they get a little more competitive. They add some baits in the sizes, in the 3/4 ounce, and either one of them, 3/4 ounce is the top in the Berkeley. Let's see a 1 ounce. Let's get really aggressive with it and see what these baits can do. So lots of excitement in the industry. I'm glad to see another company adding some innovation and really some competition in the market, and really advancing the market, because for too long it was ruled by one company and one style of bait. These are both great options that are snagless, that you can really fish in the heavy cover, and that's where they're really going to shine, these baits are. So excited to see where they go and excited to see what we can do with it. I'm just excited for open water and to get rid of this cold. So let's look forward to open water fishing and a little bit of fun this spring. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Y'all take care.